So, Mr. Brian Mackenzie, who didn't meet him last night? Everybody met him? A couple of you came in late. Brian's a world-renowned expert on breathing and how it affects our overall physiology and general health. So he came all the way out from California, soon to be Texas.
Soon to be nomad.
Soon to be nomad. Sharon, can he live with us?
Yes.
All right. And so he'll work in these morning sessions with us, and then also on the range we'll tie stuff together. If at night you guys can get with him if you have questions. But this is pretty cool. People pay him a lot of money to travel to them, and collectively we were able to get him out here, and maybe he'll get to come live with us. Do it.
So the basis of what we teach is what Mickey just kind of talked about, which is breathing, because it's fundamentally,
You guys are in numbers.
it is the foundation of everything we do to survive. Everything about life depends on how you move air. So at the base of fear is your suffocation alarm system, which is I panic when I feel out of breath. And there's no human being exempt from that, okay? So that mechanism is carbon dioxide, not oxygen. Your body does not breathe based on oxygen. You have very little in your system that detects oxygen. The thing that detects oxygen, and anybody who participates in combat sports understands this, is your body prepares for death when oxygen levels get low. You get woozy, you lay down, you go lights out, okay? It is not a panic. The panic is carbon dioxide. So you're gonna get we're not gonna do anything too difficult in these morning sessions. What we're gonna do is just some basic stuff to get an understanding of where you're at with moving and how well you move air. So it's all based on what you want, on how far you can take it. That mechanism for understanding that is actually understanding the difference between nose breathing and mouth breathing. So one of the critical things that'll be happening throughout the week is how well your nervous system is primed. And understand something, your nervous system works one way, to protect you, whether you like that or not. So, when's the last time you thought about your feet as you walk? That's your nervous system actually acting for you so you don't have to consciously think about it, right? So an injury or something that's going on that you may not understand, your nervous system automatically rewires your gait, how you move, brings you pain, does a lot of different things in order to stop you from doing something. Breathing is directly tied into how your nervous system responds from a survival standpoint, sympathetic nervous system, to an adaptive standpoint, parasympathetic nervous system. When I am nasal breathing, I am engaging more of my parasympathetic nervous system. I have more parasympathetic tone. This means not just that I can rest, digest, and reproduce, but I can creatively think, I can manage a situation well, and I'm not in a survival state where I'm just reactive and doing what I need to do. That's where the training starts to take effect. So when you're out learning something or trying to learn something, the best bet you've got from a breathing standpoint is to be breathing through your nose. So most of the movement stuff we teach is based on understanding that, okay? Simple? All right, well, I'll kind of progress a lot of this stuff as we go throughout the week, but and I'll talk one of the nights or evenings more in depth on this stuff, but if you have more questions about it, please feel free to ask. We can go into the rabbit hole on it if you want. Other than that, let's start moving so you don't get too cold. Start with the head. We're just gonna do 5 circles, keeping the mouth shut. Inhale as you come around the back, exhale as you come around the front. Not too fast, nice and slow, and then go in the opposite direction. Gonna get the joints moving. As soon as you've got the head, take both hands, lock out the elbows, wrists. 5 circles one way, breathing through the nose. 5 circles one way, 5 circles the other way. Doesn't matter, you don't have to have them held up. You can have them down here if you want. As soon as you've got the hands, you're now going to move into the elbows, keeping the hands straight. So just trying to move through the elbows in a circle. The joints are now moving. Then go in the opposite direction, 5. Still breathing. Be aware of your breathing as much as you can. Trying to keep the hands straight. Trying not to dissociate the connection here. Then, real simple. Big circles with the shoulders. So now we're getting to the shoulders. 5, going backwards. 5, going forwards. One foot out as soon as you've got that. Ankle. Full range of motion, as full of range of motion as you can get with a circle with your foot, just from the ankle. Pay attention to what your breathing starts to do when shit starts to get difficult, and you'll start to pick up on a lot of patterns.
Super relaxed over here, Brian.
That's right. 5 in one direction, 5 in the other. Then switch feet. This just adds more dynamic because you're now balancing on one foot. Does your breathing change? Does it speed up? Do you hold your breath? These are all reactive things that start to happen. And you can start to learn to control that. You start to have better control of what you're doing, managing energy-wise. All right, back to the other foot. Circle from the knee. Try not to move from the hip. Five in one direction, 5 in the other. Just do what you can. Then switch sides. Once you have both sides, lift the knee. Knee goes out. I turn my knee in, bring my foot back around. 1 circle. 2 circles. 5 circles like that. High as you can get the knee, bring it back, turn it in, bring it back around. Yep. Once you've got 5 there, out the back, open it up, bring it around. These are just basic movements to get the joints moving, blood flowing, things anybody should be doing in the morning that most of us avoid. And we wonder why we're stiff. Beautiful. All right. Hands on the back of the head. It's called a Kang squat. Don't worry about the name. We're gonna hinge from the hip. A hinge from the hip means my back stays flat, right? So I hinge from the hip, and then I squat down. Then I come back up again. Yep, beautiful. So, exhale as we come down, inhale as we come up. Don't go any faster than that.
Demo that again, Brian.
Yeah.
Hinge from the hip, exhale. Inhale. So it's like a good morning into a squat. Hinge from the hips, a flat back, so I'm parallel to the ground. Hamstrings are stretched and loaded, and then I sit into my squat as deep as I can. Back up, back is parallel to the ground, right back up. 10 of those. Exhale on the way down, inhale on the way up.
What'd you call this one?
Kang, K-A-N-G, squat. Watch this. Boom. Now, Mick, look up. Then up. There you go. All right. Hands to the ground. Walk out. Walk back up. You should feel the stretch through your hamstrings as I walk out. Exhale. As I walk back up, inhale. Don't go any faster than your breath can dictate. So I just walk out. Ten of those. If you want to throw a push-up in, go for it. All right. As soon as we're done there, I'm gonna lift my knee up. I'm gonna step out, come into a side lunge, then step to the center, right? Then I'll right leg, step over, side lunge, as much as comfort as I can. Stand. Stand up. Exhaling as I come down. Inhale as I come up. Follow that breath. Knee comes up. Step out to the side. Sit into that one-legged squat or side lunge. Step over. 10 of those, so 5 each side. Don't go any faster than your breath will allow you to move. As soon as you are done with those 10, right back to the Kang squats for 10. We've done one round, we're just gonna do three, we're doing 3 rounds of this. So, as soon as you finish 10 side lunge step overs, go back to the squat, the Kang squat. I'm trying to feel a stretch through my hamstrings. I'm trying to load that up. I'm trying to get deep into my squat to open my hips up. And I'm coming right back up through that pattern, using my breathing to dictate how I move. It's okay if it's confusing.
Breathe in and out.
Quite okay.
Exhale on the way down.
Yes, ma'am. Beautiful. As soon as you get that for 10, you'll do that little walk out with the hands. Exhale, walk back, inhale.
You stretch out the inhale and exhale over the entire motion?
Yes. Yes, sir. If you can. So one of the keep rolling through that, and as soon as you're done with walking those hands out, walking out, you'll then go back into that side lunge where you step up, step over, and then back for 10. So one of the other key factors in understanding the difference between nose and mouth breathing, even during movement, is the fact that when my mouth opens, I am now more anaerobic. I am now using more carbohydrates in order to create energy, which means I'm putting myself into a more high-stressed state. More than necessary, because I'm not asking for anybody to win anything right now. Now, if I said, hey, competition for a gun, go out the door and get it done, right? But that's not what we're asking for. To slow it down so that you're maintaining that breathing, you're using that, you're managing energy well. So you're not dipping into a more stressed state. We don't need to get you too cooked yet. And this is just the warm-up, so.
We've got one that's already seeing stars.
Well, that's about to change again. All right, so as everybody's wrapping up, here's gonna be the little micro workout. So we're all gonna be on the edge. We're gonna go 10 walking lunges. Or you can just do them in place so that you don't run into each other, all right? It's just a simple lunge, out and back. Your mouth will be shut for 10 lunges.
10 per side?
Now, 5 per side, okay? For those of you that spend time moving and working out, you'll then follow that with 10 push-ups. That means your chest and your thighs hit the deck and you come all the way up, okay? For those of you that don't, go 3 to 5, all right? Perfectly fine. This isn't a competition. Then, you owe 2 squares. So that's about 5 yards, which is 2 squares, all right? So it's a shuttle. So you're gonna come down, 1 square, 2 squares, and back. That's 2. You'll do 4 of those, okay? So 1, 2, 3, 4. Then right back to lunges, okay? 5 cycles of that. So, 10 lunges, 10 push-ups for those of you that can do them, or 5, right? 4 squares. Make sense? 5 cycles. Real simple. Go for it. Your call. Oh, here's the caveat. Don't go any faster than you can. Do not open that mouth.
What happens if they open it?
Just shut your ego down. You're not going to win anything here this morning, all right? Just learn. Just learn, all right? See where that limitation is. Yes?
You can without opening our mouth.
You got it. Yeah, so if you can haul ass, go for it, bro. Nikki, you should win. This asshole's running you across. Quick 50 lunges, quick 50 push-ups, and a bunch of shuttles. So, just down and back, down and back. So 4 squares total.
1,
2. Just 2. 2. Be aware how quick that mouth wants to pop open. You will learn a lot. I promise. Because that is going to be happening today in scenarios and situations that you don't believe it would be happening. It becomes a default, and that default actually ties right into your nervous system. Whether you like it or not, you can't change facts. Wish I was making it up, but it's not my idea. Just wait for these last few to finish up. No rush. Everybody know where your carotid artery is at. Right next to your throat. See if you can get a pulse. Should be able to find it. Should be a little elevated. So we're moving some blood, right? Everybody got that? Simple? Yeah? Everybody feels their pulse. Perfect. Okay, I need you to feel the pulse because we're going to do a little exercise. I'm going to show you something real quick. All right? All right. So we're going to do 3 cycles of this. Oh, wait. Got it? Can you find that pulse? You feel it? Is it high? Good. All right. 3 breaths. In through the nose, out through the nose. Nice and big and deep, and all the way out. Don't worry about your pulse right now. All the way in, all the way out.
Any pause or just breathe?
Nah, just breathe. All the way in, and all the way out. On this 3rd, hold on the exhale. Hold your breath, and just run in place as long as you can until you need to breathe. And then stop and breathe. As soon as everybody stops, it's all right. Don't worry about it. I promise in 4 days, you're gonna see a change. All right, 2 breaths. Don't worry about your pulse. 2 breaths, all the way in, all the way out. All the way in, all the way out. Hold it on the out, run in place. When you need to breathe, stop running. It's okay, doesn't matter where it's at. I don't give a shit where it's at. All right, 1 breath, all the way in, all the way out. Hold, run in place. As soon as you are done, stop, close your eyes, find that pulse, feel it. Just feel it, don't do shit, just feel it. Don't do anything else other than feel that pulse for the next 15, 20 seconds for me. Close your eyes, just feel it, don't worry about how fast it is. Don't worry about the timing of it, I want you just to feel it. It's important that you feel. There's a sign inside that talks about awareness. This is a part of that awareness. You don't need a timer, you don't need shit to understand anything that's going on with your physiology. This is your physiology working right now, all right? So it should start to be kind of going down, all right? All right, relax. 3 breaths. All the way in, all the way out. All the way in, all the way out. All the way in, all the way out. Hold, run in place. Go. As long as you can, fast as you can. Go, 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 go. When you gotta breathe, stop. And breathe. Wherever you're at. All the way in. All the way out. All the way in. All the way out. Hold. Run. Wherever you're at. 1 breath in. All the way out. Run. Go. As soon as you stop, find that pulse. Now, close your eyes. Deep breath all the way in through the nose. Deep breath out all the way. Deep breath in through the nose and out through the nose. And as you exhale through the nose, try and get a little bit longer each cycle. Just a little bit longer on the exhale. What is happening to that pulse right now? How much faster is it dropping? When you are in a shitty situation, this is the fastest vehicle other than your vision, and I'll go over this right now, that can shift you and your physiology. This is the fastest mechanism that we have. Now, from a visual standpoint, think about this. There's a good reason you're not supposed to text message and drive. And I realize it's a funny statement, but here's why. If you put your hand in front of you like this, can you see your hand out here? You cannot see peripherally. But if I look, what's your name?
Ryan.
If I look at Ryan right now, I can see my hand. Holy shit. That's called peripheral vision. We are set up like many carnivores and hunting animals. Our visual system is set up front. Your eyes are actually a part of your brain. Okay? Your eyes aren't, they are not separate of your brain. They are actually a part of your brain. So when my vision is looking out further, I have peripheral vision. It's automatically setting me into more parasympathetic tone. So it's bringing me down to be more observant of everything going on. So if I'm in a high stress situation, not only do I have my breathing, but I've got my vision. So if I'm looking through Mick, I've got more of a visual of what's going on with him totally versus if I'm focused on one singular thing, right? So that goes in a high focus state, right? And so you can actually enter into a place of like what people call flow. You can enter into this space where you're not totally in this position of fight or flight, right? You're in more of this space where I can learn about what's going on in my environment. Consider this throughout the week, ladies and gentlemen. Your processing, your cortex coming online is very important. When you go into a high stress situation, it shuts off and you go on autopilot. Remember what I said about that nervous system? You go into protective mode. You do what you've trained yourself to do in a high stress situation. You can fall right out of that and put yourself into a high learning place, a place that scientists like to call plasticity. You are plastic till the day you die. Your choice on how fast you want to learn. These are just a couple of the tools that we can use in order to accelerate that stuff. So I realize moving around and training isn't really the place where you're thinking about that. But this is actually the place where you should be doing it. There's a reason why a 5,000-year-old practice, although quite esoteric in nature, yoga, has had breathing at the foundation of it and made sure that you do not move through a specific movement without going through one breath cycle. There is a reason it's been doing that. We are now scientifically proving that. So, consider that this weekend. Let's go eat.
The craft beef cattle get a little older, which gives them a higher propensity to gain some weight and get a little more natural marbling and tenderness.
They seem pretty calm and relaxed.
Yeah.
Living a pretty nice life out here.
Yeah, they don't have a lot of worries.
So this is Bailey.
Bailey.
She's a 5-year-old quarter horse mare. She came out of a rein cow horse program. She kind of decided that she didn't want to do the arena stuff anymore, so she came to live on the ranch in January. And she's been doing ranch work stuff and just loves it. She never had a rope swung on her, and I branded calves on her this spring. And
So this is our standard box. If you order one of our boxes, it comes in this. As long
How
as you
much
don't,
meat pound-wise can you fit in there? Like 15
15 to
pounds?
18 pounds, depending on ice packs, depending on where it's going.
And it comes frozen. When you leaves here, it's froze.
It's frozen, yes. And then actually there's a USDA food safety handling card that we insert in there that talks about proper food safety. If it shows up and you have issues, these are the guidelines. Anything over 40 degrees needs to be thrown away. And the thermodynamics of shipping boxes is actually really interesting. Everything goes in the box, we seal it, it goes straight to FedEx. Over time, it will start to unthaw, especially right now. It's 100 degrees outside. If it shows up to your place and any part of the box is still frozen, the whole box never got above 32 degrees. So basically everything starts at 0, climbs to 32 within the first 8 hours. And it'll hold at 32 until everything is unthawed, and then it comes up. So there's this big plateau. So as long as we deliver in that plateau, we're good.
I got you sent me the one you've got on the floor, and I'm 800 miles from home, 900 miles from home, and everything was still totally frozen, which was great. I just passed it from your cooler to mine and took off to Tennessee with it.